you ever heard the phrase, the only way out is through? Raise your hand if you've heard it. Yes, right? I remember that when I used to hear that phrase, I would feel something in my stomach because I never understood how is it possible that darkness is going to get me into light? How is it possible that pain is going to give me that breakthrough that everybody talks about? I never got it. But I can tell you from a personal and professional experience that there is nothing more true in this world than that statement. And why? Because what I've come to realize is that a breakdown is the opportunity for you to see yourself as who you are. For you to forget all the things that you learned about yourself in the past, in your childhood, the things that are not true, and for you to get the clarity of who you truly are. The opportunity to live a life in full authenticity. And what I'm going to tell you today, I'm here to teach you today, is that a breakdown can be your ticket to freedom. In nature, we have a lot of examples of a breakdown towards a breakthrough. The water breaks a mountain to get a spring. The flower breaks the earth to bloom, and we can do that too. And there's 3 specific steps that take us to a breakthrough. The first step is chaos. When everything is lost, when you lose everything, when everything goes to hell, raise your hand if you've ever been in chaos and rock bottom, right? And in that moment is when you have an opportunity to completely stop and look at your pieces and start understanding who you are. Let me tell you a little story. When I was 13 years old, I started my career as a professional singer, and in 2008, I released my first album, and we were very successful. #1 chart in Billboard. I started singing on stage, sharing stages with the biggest names in the Latin American industry, red carpets. My music was in TV, soap operas, everything. And when my career was in the peak, guess what happened? Chaos. The money ran out, the industry didn't work out, my plan didn't work out, and I ended up homeless. And in that moment, when everything broke, I felt like my life was over. What I imagined myself to be was no longer. I didn't have what I thought I was going to do, and I did not know, I genuinely did not know what I was going to do. And that's when the next step of this beautiful process came in. Because little did I know that this breakdown that I was going through was going to be a little window that the universe was opening up for me to see what was behind all of that, for me to get to know myself for real, who I truly was. But in order for us to get there, we need to step into the second part of the breakdown process, which is pain. Pain is needed and suffering is optional, blah, blah, blah. But is the truth though? When you are in pain is when you can truly allow for your limiting beliefs, your inauthenticity to just melt away. And in pain, you have 2 options. You can either ask yourself, why is this happening to me? And go back to chaos and stay in denial and not see your truth. Or you can ask the most important question, what? What is this trying to show me? And that's what I did. When everything was gone, I asked myself, I sat down, I said, Adriana, what is the purpose of this? And that's when I started realizing that my career was just a cover-up for my pain, for my limiting beliefs, for my idea that I was not good enough. When I was a child, I was bullied. I struggled with depression. I tried to commit suicide when I was 18 years old. And my career being famous was a way for me to protect myself so nobody could hurt me again. But it was not what I wanted. And all of those pieces started putting all my puzzles together. And I started realizing that I could start over. And that is the third step in this process, the rebirth. When you have the pieces of the puzzle, you can design it however you want. You can build the life that you want. And I can promise you, there is nothing more fulfilling in this life than living the life that you desire. Being seen and heard for who you are. Living life in full authenticity. And the only way that you can get there is by breaking. By rediscovering your true self. And that's what I did. After everything fell apart, I saw myself. I saw that there was so many other parts of me that I was not allowing myself to show, that they were in silence. And I allowed them to come forward. I became a clinical hypnotherapist. I opened up my office. I started helping hundreds and thousands of people, inspiring them to do the same, to break with grace. And I started using music to inspire others. And I stopped using music to fulfill my pain agenda. I got my power back. And this is what a breakdown will do. Will allow you to get your power back. Will allow you to live a life in full authenticity. To break your silence and be loud. Now repeat after me. Loving.
Loving.
Open.
Open.
Unapologetic.
Unapologetic.
And deserving.
And deserving.
Those are the 4 qualities that I truly believe that a human being gets to step into in order to live a life of full authenticity. And this is what a breakdown gives you. Gives you the opportunity to learn how to love yourself, to open up yourself to the truth, to reconnect with your voice and share it unapologetically, receiving all the beauty that life has for you. And I do have to warn you though, life will keep testing you. You will keep having breakdowns. And in that moment, you have the opportunity to reconnect with yourself, with your truth, or to go back to denial. When I participated in The Voice, the reality show, I had to ask myself, Adriana, do you really want to do this again? Do you really want to go through this path again? What if you fail? But my internal voice was saying, but what if you succeed? What if you have the opportunity to experience yourself again in this beautiful path? And guess what? I failed. I lost. But that was the best gift life could ever give me, because through the darkness, through the storm, my breakthrough, my voice was always waiting for me to be loud. It's all about trust. Keep walking in the darkness. It's all about